Hi everyone, my name is Lina and welcome to my channel. Here I usually trying to teach you Russian, but today I want to talk about quite a different thing. We are going to talk about 10 tips how to annoy a Russian person. Yes, we are going to talk about stereotypes and all this stuff. And actually the first tip, how to annoy a Russian, is to claim that Russia, Ukraine and Belarus, or White Russia, however you call it, is all the same. No, we're different. Yes, we are Slavic countries. We all belong to the Russian Empire. We all belong to the USSR. We were different republics at that time, but we still formed the USSR together with other countries. And during the times of USSR, some other territories were added to Russia, to Belarus, and to Ukraine. But we are different countries. We have different cultures. We have different languages. And as you may know, I don't want to talk about politics and all this stuff, but as you may know, sometimes we're not friends, and we have jokes about each other. In Russia, we jokes about Ukrainians, we joke about people from Belarus, and they joke about us. That's okay. I mean, this could be probably compared with Scandinavia, because Sweden, Denmark, Norway, they don't always like each other too. Neighbors, you know, the neighbor thing, and they have jokes about each other. I have a Swedish boyfriend, and actually, yes, he always telling jokes about Danish or Norwegians, and this is how it works. I mean, this is okay. I mean, this is absolutely positive if the jokes are kind, if they're not mean. But okay, we're living in a society, so it's not always how we want. But yes, it's a really bad way to do it, is to say that these three countries, Russia, Belarus and Ukraine, are all the same. They are three different countries. Don't forget about that. Second tip how to annoy a Russian is to say that, oh, what? You're not a communist. Well, hell no, no, that's a really tough way to be a friend, to become a friend with a Russian person. Well, yeah, you know about the USSR thing, about all the communists back then, but believe me, now, no, of course, even now, we have the Communist Party, and there are people supporting communists, but this is not even the majority. This is not even like 1/3 of all the Russian population. People now, mostly, they don't like communism. They don't want to return USSR back. Of course, for example, not if we don't take even the communists, yes, people who believe in all this, if we take the old generation, mostly, they often have some kind of nostalgia about USSR, but this is not nostalgia about Lenin and his ideas, about the Red Army and all this stuff, about closed borders and about the Cold War. Of course, people, they don't miss these things. They miss their youth, their parents, their friends, the times when they were so young and the life was in front of them with all the opportunities and all this stuff. And of course, there were lots of good things in the Soviet Union which people do miss. For example, there was free education, free medical care, the education was a very high level, there were really high food standards, much higher than now and much better than now. The prices were quite low, there were free apartments, free summer houses, so there were really lots of good stuff in the Soviet Union. Yes, there was lots of bad stuff as well, but most people in Soviet Union, they were not facing the bad stuff, and anyhow, they don't want to bring the Soviet Union back, most of them. They're only missing some good things. That doesn't make them communists. So, believe me, we're not communists and we don't want to be communists. So, yes, you can talk with us about the USSR thing, but don't say that we're communists now. Tip number 3, how to annoy a Russian. Do you have bears on the streets? Oh yes, of course, we do have bears. We keep them as pets and we drink vodka together. My bear is cooking pancakes at the moment. Well, of course, as you may understand, we don't have the bears. Normally, the only way how can I imagine this to happen is the bear escaping from the zoo. Or probably, maybe in winter when, like bears, normally they do sleep during the winter time. But sometimes when something happens, for example, if you wake the bear up, I don't know how you should do it, but probably you can. Or for example, when the winter is too warm and the bear wakes up, so yeah, he probably can start walking, and he is super hungry and he's super aggressive at the time because he is hungry and he didn't sleep properly. So maybe in this time he could come to some small city which is near the forest, or to the village which is near the forest, and that's usually a drama because the bear is usually really aggressive when he is hungry and when he is waking up not in a normal time. So maybe this is the only way how you could see a bear on the street, but normally no, of course not. We don't have them. Go to Sweden, they have polar bears. Tip number 4, how to annoy Russian, is to say, oh, you don't look Russian. Well, I don't, well, and you don't look American, so what will you say about this now? To be fair, in Russia we're all different, and it's easy to explain because Russia is so big. It's the largest country in the world. Of course, we have the mix of different tribes or different nationalities, so we all look different, and that's absolutely normal. So I can't say what is like a typical Russian appearance living in Russia because we're so mixed and it's so diverse. Well, more maybe talk about that. For example, now I'm showing here, somewhere here, illustrations from Russian folk tales, because I would assume that probably this is like a stereotypical Russian, like blonde with blue eyes, with pale skin, or maybe with light brown hair, with red hair. But believe me, even this is not true, because all the time, historically in Russia, there were people with brown eyes, with black hair, and this is absolutely fine. So there is no specific way how a Russian person looks. So yes, you can't say about anyone that he or she, they don't look Russian. Tip number 5, how to annoy Russian, is to say, oh, you suck in football. Well, you want to hurt us? What? Anyways, let's better talk about hockey. We like hockey. Tip number 6, how to annoy Russian, is to say, oh, do you always drink vodka? Oh yes, of course we do, every day, all the time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, together with our bears, as you may remember. Well, to be fair, no, of course not. Again, maybe vodka. Again, here we don't speak about alcoholics, okay? Of course, alcoholics, they would drink everything, and you can find really cheap vodka here, so probably, yes, they will most likely buy vodka, than probably, rum or whiskey. So, because alcoholics, they're usually looking for the cheapest drink, but normally, normal people, they don't drink that much vodka. For example, yes, probably among the old generation, it's more popular, but again, it's not like drinking it every day. Maybe when it's holiday. For example, if you come to your uncle who is 60 years old, there will be a bottle of vodka in the table, but believe me that he will offer you juice, he will offer you some wine, he will offer you some sparkling water and all this stuff. So it will not be only vodka and just drink it. So no, of course, they will offer you something. If you don't want it, just don't drink it. Sometimes in Russia, for example, people can drink vodka or some kind of that alcohol when it's really, really cold outside, but again, it's more popular among the old generation. If to speak about the young generation, I can't say that people drink vodka. Yes, you can take it and to add it into your cocktail. Yes, because vodka is used in cocktails, but most likely if you want to drink something after your work, if you have an after work party, or it's Friday and you're going to the bar, you're going to the club, then probably you will take beer, or you will have a cocktail, or you will have something else like that, but not just shots of vodka. But again, you can take it if you want, but it's not like we're drinking it always. Tip number 7, how to annoy a Russian, is to say, oh, but why are you cold? You are from Russia. Well, we are cold. We are built same way as you are, so we do feel cold. And actually, that's a wrong way to think that in Russia we're not afraid of cold. Again, yes, here, for example, in the north of Russia, in the northwestern part, we have winters. The winters can be really cold, but the summers are really, really warm, like spring, summer, autumn, they are warm. And again, even when it's winter, when it's frost outside, but again, for example, this winter it was really, really warm, so we almost didn't have snow here. But again, during the winter time, even if it's cold outside, it's really warm inside, in your house, in your apartment, in your office, in the place you work. It's really, really super warm. And I can say that, for example, my friends in Scandinavia, they're more used to, for cold weather because, for example, they don't wear as much warm clothes as we do, because we're really wearing a lot of warm clothes. For example, if it's really cold outside and I want to go out, I would probably wear a sweater, I would wear a really warm winter coat or jacket, a woolen hat, a scarf, mittens or gloves. I will wear warm boots. And in Sweden, I see lots of people who are walking without this. They can wear leather jackets when it's winter. I mean, and I'm looking at them like, oh my god, what's going on? So yes, Swedes, Scandinavians, they're more used to cold than we do in Russia. Yeah, so yes, we do feel cold. So when we come to your house, we will mostly like to be warm. Tip number 8, how to annoy Russian, is to talk with us about Russian mafia. Well, yes, we're not all cute and nice. Of course, there are criminals in Russia. There are prostitutes and other people who are not cool. I know that Russian mafia does exist. It exists in Russia, it exists in some other countries with Russian immigrants. But again, not all the Russians are like that. This is what I really don't like. Like, when they speak about Polish, that there are lots of criminals in Poland. Well, yes, there are criminals everywhere, but you can't judge about a nationality based on this thing. Believe me that 95% of Russians, they are normal people who do work, who are absolutely normal, who pay taxes and all this stuff. So I'm really annoyed about that, because when they tell me that, like Russian mafia in Sweden did this or that, okay, what should I do with this? They are bad people. I know, I don't like this. I'm not proud of the fact that they are Russian. I would prefer to speak about Russian dances, about Russian music, about Russian writers, composers, and other brilliant people. But unfortunately, people like that, they do exist too. And so what? It doesn't say anything about Russians as a country or Russian, about that nationality. Tip number 9, how to annoy Russian, is to ask us, how are you? And expect a short and polite answer. No, well, it doesn't work like that. If you ask us, how are you doing, we will answer, and we will give you a long and detailed answer. We will tell you about our headache because of the air pressure, about our evil boss, about the traffic collapse in the morning, that we were late because of that, for example, to our office, and about Aunt Agatha, that she has invited us for pancakes for this Sunday, and blah blah blah. So if you feel that you personally will be happy without all this information, don't ask us. We will be absolutely fine. It's absolutely enough just to say, oh hi, I'm so happy to see you, or something like that. Because yes, in Russia, if you ask a person, how are you doing, this actually means that you want to know how is he doing, and you will receive a polite answer, not only, oh yes, I'm fine, okay. That doesn't work. And tip number 10, how to annoy Russian, is not to make a difference between politicians and Russian population. Well, you see, that probably could sound strange, because you may probably say that, oh, but don't you politicians making what you want? Well, actually no, and please show me one country where it does work like that. I really hate this, when they say like, oh, Russians did this, oh, Russians are homophobes, oh, Russians support the ally with Assad in Syria, oh, Russians, they, for example, hate Americans, like Russians, they want to invade Sweden or Baltic states. No, it's not like that. Absolutely, it doesn't work like that. Make difference between our politicians and simple Russians. Yes, of course, there will be some people in Russia who support Russian politicians, who, for example, will say, yes, that's a good idea to make an ally with Assad. But there will be lots of people who absolutely hate this. So it doesn't work like that. Again, what we really don't like is when people think that we're so, aggressive and we always want to invade Baltic states and some other countries. Guys, we had so many troubles with you during the times with USSR. We don't want you back. We have our problems. We don't have money for this. Just be calm about this. We don't want to invade anyone in this world, so please be safe and let us be safe too, because we don't want no troubles like that. And this is about all the things that politicians do and say in Russia. And again, let's put it in this way. For example, when our president decides, for example, to make an alliance with India, with Venezuela, with Assad, with something else, maybe I don't like it. I would probably have an ally with Europe, with USA and all this stuff. But I'm not a politician. I don't know what decisions are involved in this. And I'm not sure that I want to know. I would prefer it to be different, in a different way. But now it's like that. Probably this can be changed some happy day, but now it's like that. But it doesn't mean that me, my friends, my family, and other people in Russia, they don't like some of these countries. We are nice, and please be kind to us, because we really like almost all the countries in the world. And when we do come to your countries for vacations, or when we are going to your country to study or to work, or when we are moving to people we love to live in your country, we are absolutely fine about you. We are positive about you, and we want you to be positive about us and to be kind to us. Believe me that Russians in the huge majority, they're really kind. They are quite open-hearted. They're really nice. And they will try to be kind to you, and they will try to be friends with you, and they will try to make you comfortable and to make you happy, because Russians, they're really nice and they are good friends. Of course there are unpleasant people in all the nations, of course there are aggressive people in all the nations, and there are criminals in all the nations, but there are separate people. There are no nationalities. There are good people and bad people, and that is how it is absolutely everywhere in this world. So always remember about that. So there were 10 tips how to annoy a Russian. Please write in the comments below what do you think about that. Tell me which stereotypes about Russians do you have in your country, or maybe tell me about the stereotypes about your own country and your own nationality, because that will be interesting for me too to read about. I hope that you all have a wonderful time and a wonderful evening, and we will see next time and very soon. So have a nice day. Пока-пока!